All right, we're here with head coach Juli Fulks, junior Dasia Thornton, and junior Madison Kellione. Transylvania dropping in the Elite Eight by a score of 54-47 to Trine University. Coach, walk us through today's Elite Eight game.
Yeah, well, we got off to a great start. I think the first quarter score was 19-8, and things were going really well. We got into foul trouble early. We tried to kind of hold off in the second quarter, and I think we held off until about 2 minutes to go, and then we had a tough second quarter. We didn't get the stops that we needed. I thought we defended for 3 quarters really well, and then we got in some really unusual lineups. Lake and Ball is a huge part of what we do, and she picked up the second, third, and fourth really quick on. One of them was a pretty tough one, but she's a piece of what we do, and we weren't able to kind of find answers without her. But the fourth quarter, I know this group's never going to quit, and they didn't quit, and they put together a good run, and just needed a few more shots to fall. We had some great looks inside. We had some great looks. We had some free throws, and we just couldn't get the ball to go in, and sometimes that happens. It's kind of the whole part of March Madness is at the end of the day that ball has to go in, and when it doesn't, it makes things a lot harder.
Coach, can you talk about the fourth quarter there? You shut them down. They were scoreless for almost 7 minutes, and it seemed like you had so many shots just rim out, and so many get to the rim, and it just doesn't fall in.
Yeah, I think some of that was, I think we were a little physically beat up last night. Took a toll on us. That was probably the most physical game we played in a while, and that's what makes playing back-to-back hard sometimes. And we had great looks, and I even thought on defense there was a couple passes normally we can get our hands on. We were just a little bit short with the legs tonight, but they never quit. And so in the fourth quarter, I always know we're going to have a chance, and we put a run together, and the crowd was awesome. But we just need a couple of those shots to fall.
You hit that 3 to make it, I think, 7 or something like that. With 8 minutes to play, you immediately call timeout. What do you tell the team?
We were trying to adjust to a new strategy, and so we knew that we were going to have to get some shots up, and it's kind of switched to a different offensive look for us. And part of that was without having Lakin in there, we're kind of doing some different things, for longer periods of time. We're used to doing it, for a few minutes. And so, we really kind of tried to spread things out, get people out of the middle, and in a lot of ways it worked. We got to the rim, and we just couldn't put it in sometimes. But I thought they kept grinding and trying to find a way.
What makes them such a good defensive team?
When we started this year, in all seriousness, I thought we were going to be pretty good. I didn't know how good we were going to be. And the reason I didn't know how good we were going to be is I didn't know how great they were going to play this zone. They fly around, and it's such a cohesive unit. And in some ways, we switched to zone last year because of COVID. And we never knew what lineup we were going to have. We just knew we were really big, and we knew whoever was there that day, we'd be able to roll with it. So we spent a whole year working on a zone that we've done but never committed to. And then this year we kind of went back to doing both, and we played a scrimmage, and we got our butts kicked playing man. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll start the year in zone. And we started the year in all zone, and just nobody has been able to score. And even tonight we did a great job. We did everything we needed to do on defense. We just couldn't put the ball in.
Dave, let's talk 9 points, 10 rebounds, almost another double-double. You're speaking of the depth of the Thunder defense. You had to carry a lot of that alone tonight. How did you try to transition as best you could?
I always feel like we have each other's backs on defense no matter what, even though we all kind of play different spots. So I was able to trust the top of the zone and the wings and stuff like that, so that we could kind of help on defense, get help on defense as well. And pretty much I didn't have to do too much down low, so it was okay.
And Dasia, if all 3 of you don't mind answering this question, I know it's hard to reflect immediately after this, but historic run, first time this has been done at Transy to advance this far. Just how special has this season been, and making new memories here at Transy and making history as well?
First thing I said when we got in the locker room is that game doesn't take away from the season we had. We had a great run, and I would not want to play on any other team. such a tight group, and it's fun every day we get to take the court with each other.
We just work hard, and we knew that we were going to play games and games after another, and then, you know, we just hope that as we take it one at a time, we feel that, you know, no matter the win, no matter the loss, we still have each other's back. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to probably be a while to process some of this. You know, one of the reasons this team is great is the off-court things that we had to go through in October and November with, you know, parents in the hospital long-term, you know, father dying, another one having a severe stroke, and, you know, we spent 2 months just trying to have people be at practice. And, you know, you add that in on top of COVID and some other just, you know, tough things that were happening off the court that none of us can control, but we were all a part of it. It bonded our team together. Some of our biggest wins, we didn't have starters on the court. You know, and you don't know how that stuff is going to affect each other, but what they got is they showed up and had each other's backs. And so I think in a lot of ways this year, this group played fiercely and didn't feel the pressure because there were just so many other things that were going on that were much bigger and much harder just being on the court. You know, I think you asked yesterday why they celebrate, and honestly, they celebrate because they get to do it. And, you know, I think this last couple of years have been hard for everybody, but this was an especially tough year. And, you know, there was a whole lot of celebrating every chance we got to because we were here together, and it's a group that loves being around each other.
Julie, what does a run like this say to, you know, future Transy players and your current players that are coming back, that this can be the standard?
Yeah, our goal has always been to compete for national championships. And, you know, we are really going to miss Grace and Grace next year. You know, and they do really big things, but we're also returning a lot. You know, and many weeks down the season, we'll start, you know, kind of attacking that goal. But this is our goal, and this is the standard that we've been trying to set. And we've had a lot of great teams here in the last 7 years. And, you know, this team was the one that kind of turned that next corner, and this is where we want to be every year.
You mentioned just the perseverance of showing up to practice each day and, you know, trying to get better despite a lot of off-court stuff. To what do you attribute just the desire of your players to, you know, fight through anything that was going on to try and reach an end goal of making an Elite Eight and making history?
Yeah. You know, I think maybe could speak better. You know, we have a really big try again culture. You know, we are big believers in every time you're chasing championships, there's going to be, you know, things that go wrong. And, you know, what I love about them and, you know, what our assistants and us have been able to build is anytime anybody makes a mistake, the first thing they say is, let me do it again. And so there's no kind of, you know, mental part of I failed. It's just, okay, next time. And, you know, eventually today will be okay next time. But I think they do a great job of not letting, you know, moments that aren't going well ever get them down. It's just, okay, try again, try again, try again.
I guess for each of y'all, just what's it like being a part of that culture where, you know, maybe you're trying to learn from failures and, you know, do better the next time, like Coach just explained?
I mean, I think it's really beneficial being in that type of program, and it encourages you to not get down on yourself and to keep doing it till you can get it right. And I think that's why we've had so much success, is because when we mess up, she lets us try again until we get there. And I think that'll go into the future too.
We've also came from a lot of great players before us, so we've gotten to see the mistakes they've made and been able to adapt, and that's made us better. Coach Fulks has made us prepared for anything that could happen. So thankful is her, and we will be back.
And I guess Julie also, I mean, I know it's just ended and everything, but how do you use an experience like this in a game like that and kind of use, you know, that culture and that mantra to try again and, you know, hopefully next year when you get to this point have a different outcome?
Yeah, you know, I think I have to see some of the film, but, you know, I think that goes for all of us. You know, when I look at this film, I'm going to be looking at the last 2 nights and, you know, what parts do I need to be better at? You know, I think that is the great thing about this group is when we're looking at things, it's always what can we do better, and it's not a, you know, blame other people, look at other people's mistakes. It's just how can each of us do our job better. And, you know, in the off season, if everybody gets a little bit better, the teams always get a lot better. And so that's something they've always done great in the off season. that's something we'll focus on, you know, in a few weeks, is what parts of this, you know, can we incrementally move in the right direction to make sure next year, you know, we have a few more options when we kind of get in foul trouble or things like that.
I guess what did it just mean to see the gym packed tonight and see the support? I think, I'm assuming it was like your family and friends that were spelling that with Juli with the big
Yes.
letters behind the bench. Just, I mean, yeah, what I mean from the support from the community, the city, just as the season has progressed.
Yeah, you know, I mean, last night and tonight, I mean, there's, you know, talk about an amazing experience for these women. You know, in the year that we celebrate Title IX, you know, it's 50th anniversary, to have a game like this with a packed house, and have everybody here supporting them and then rallying around it. You know, everywhere we go, people are talking about it, and you know that they've had a great run, and you know they deserve that, because you know chasing championships is hard, and doing what they have done is really hard. And so you know I love getting them to see the credit, and I love seeing everybody you know come together, and anything that you can do to unify people, I think, is a really big part.
All right, congratulations, Transylvania, #2 nationally ranking, advancing to the school's first Elite Eight. You set the standard. The eyes of the Commonwealth are upon you. Congratulations to a great season.
Thank you.